I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter. Hello, this is Tammy Taylor, your Manifestation Muse, welcoming you to your Aquarius New Moon reading. This is all planets go time. Important time for you, important time for me. The planets have been retrograde for most of 2018, and now finally there's a thrust toward what we are seeding this year for 2020. Now, before we get into all of that, the reason why the Aquarius New Moon is so important all the time, even when planets are retrograde, but now we have all direct, so it's even that much more important, right? Aquarius New Moon is all about sharing what we came into the world to share with it. It is such a huge energy that supports our purpose for incarnation. It, in fact, really does buoy our dharma, our energy that connects us to others, that gifting that we have through that energy of Aquarius. Now, of course, here we talk about the Western moon signs as they relate to our emotions, our ego, the solar energy, the earth-centric astrology of the tropical Western perspective. And that is the aspect of ourselves that is reactionary. It's our conscious thoughts for the most part, for those of us who are in tune with Great Mother Speaks, but for other people, it may be a very, very unconscious process. Here, when we talk about unconscious process, we're using the Vedic astrology, the lunar astrology. It is moon-centric. It is cosmologically oriented, and it is the soul astrology. The Vedic astrology is karmic. It is based on what the soul purpose is. It is not limited to North Node, South Node, or 12th house. It is the entire chart laying out what the soul came here to do and how it came here to do it. Now, of course, both birth charts are defaults. We do have the power, because we're spiritual beings, of free will choice. Once our conscious awareness of who we are is activated, and here we know that we are first and foremost dearly loved divine children of the Great Mother, Father God. That's who we are, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. We're never judged or condemned. There are consequences for our actions. That is karma. And we're never left alone. Our angels, guides, and ancestors are always with us, guiding us, protecting us, helping us to stay in alignment with that dharma, helping us to work out that karma in loving, joyful ways as much as we can stand, as much as we can receive. And so we are here to receive our divine identity. As this channel is designed, it has come forth through the inspiration of Great Mother to speak directly to her children most alienated and estranged from her unconditional love due to our birth mother experience. And my area of life coaching is the specialization of what I coined mama drama trauma. It is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Now, in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal her own mama drama trauma, because it is a cycle, it is a pathology, it is a family cycle. She is unable to break it, unwilling, or unavailable. She may have transitioned into another life, She may just not be available for other reasons, addictions, all of these other symptoms of mama drama trauma associated with this dis-ease. It's a planetary disorder. And when we do not have that bond to support our own healing through her or through other maternal figures, we learn to live in loving detachment. Now, that's a difficult thing to do, and it is something that is only achieved, to my knowledge, by going through the dark night of the soul, which is why Dorothy is our narrator, our narration, our narrative that we use here to illustrate what that dark night of the soul journey is along that yellow brick road and ultimately through the dark forest, which leads her back home by reclaiming her power, taking that broom, that phallic symbol back that Great Father symbolized by Oz told her she would have to do for herself. Now, the three, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man, those in our family, those in our lives, in our environment, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, in our world are but reflections of us, aren't they, along our yellow brick road? And Aquarius invites us to look very closely at who our mirrors are in our lives at this time, to give us the downloads that we need in order to clearly move forward along our road, along our life's purpose, so that we can share what we have to give, as Dorothy did with the three. Even in her weakness, she was able to share, even if it was just her journey, because it was something that would add something unto them. They all needed help. And don't we on the planet, we all need help. A huge issue that is coming to the fore universally right now is the environment. And the environment is a variant energy of Great Mother Gaia. A healthy planet, though, necessitates a healthy inner world, which is why Great Mother energy is coming forward so powerfully at this time with Cancer in the North Node. At this time of this reading, Cancer is where Rahu is in the Vedic astrology as well. Vedic astrology precedes Western astrology by 26 degrees. And so this is a very fortuitous time for connecting with that inner love, that inner wisdom. Because in the Vedic astrology in April, end of March, April, the energy will be shifting into North Node Gemini, South Node Sagittarius, and we will continue on with it for the duration of this nodal transit. So, if a healthy planet necessitates a healthy inner world, then a healthy perception of the world outer, the Aquarian energy that's coming forth, ruled by Uranus in the Western, the innovation, the creativity, it's beyond creativity, it's inventiveness. It's that spark of eureka that comes from the soul. If that is to be fully healthy and integrated, our inner world, what that energy is, that Capricorn energy is, beside it is also important. Sidereal soul sign. And right now that Capricorn energy is hosting the South Node, or K2 at this time, the release position of this nodal transit. It's time to let go. And hasn't Great Mother set us up for this huge let go at this time with the eclipses that have marked both of our new moon readings since the beginning of this year, with a partial solar eclipse for the new moon reading in January and the full moon reading a total lunar eclipse. So are you ready for your Aquarius new moon reading? Capricorn in the sidereal. I hope you are, because these eclipses have set us up for the innovation that we're ready for, that we need at this particular time. Remember, full moon readings that you just had were and are about the climax of the lunar cycle. So the lunar cycle has already climaxed with that total lunar eclipse. We have now come down decrescendo to this balsamic new moon period, where the downloads have come from your Vedic moon sign, and you have a sense of how to realign, reassess your new moon intentions moving forward, and to ask from your ego mind, your emotional mind, to align with it through these new moon wishes, your aspirations going forward. So enjoy your readings. Hi, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people. This is a powerful, emotional, intuitive year for you with Jupiter in your first lunar house. Happy Lunar New Year. It is the new moon in Aquarius. In the Eastern world, this is more Capricorn type energy, and it is the Chinese New Year, Eastern world. Okay, I think it's the year of the pig. And so this type of lunar energy is what we're referring to, for those of you who don't know, with regard to the Vedic astrology. It is an ancient astrology, lunar based, and your moon sign, most of you, is Scorpio. Some of you will be Sagittarius as well. You want to check the calculators below for those of you who are Sagittarius in your sidereal as well. You want to check out the Capricorn video, which is Sagittarius in the sidereal, sharing that moon sign with you. Third house energy, prominent every year during the Aquarius new moon for you. And this year, these energies are hosting Mercury as well, which is conjunct this new moon. This is all about, traditionally we're talking about neighbors, siblings, that sort of thing with third house energy, communication with others. Internally, we refer to these energies as inner communication. We talk about self-esteem, your lower will, that's the will of the ego, kind of gut chakra connections with others. And so with this new moon, we see as your significator cards, Sheila Nagig, it's heart chakra. We're talking about chakras, we're talking about Vedic astrology. And the heart chakra rules Libra and Taurus. And so this energy would definitely indicate that the crossroads for you between your ego and the soul is really activated with this new moon in a way that is opening you up to this new surge of this Lunar New Year. And again, this is probably how you feel every year. Some of you would have to let me know for sure. But I'm saying it emphatically this year because Jupiter's in your first emotional house. And so I would be curious to know if you've reflected and you've paid attention over the years, and this time of year you are feeling a real kind of a preponderance of a sense of openness. This is your significator card. The card here is talking about the inner work your soul wants to do this lunar cycle. Sheila Nagig is the opening of the heart chakra, which is also the breaking of the heart physically. We have to make that distinguish here with moon sign readings. And so we hear, Om, opening the heart chakra and all that. It's a beautiful process in the end, because as we see in this scene in The Wizard of Oz, the lion is jumping out of the window when he's told by Oz what he has to do to get his courage is to get the witch's broom. And so that's kind of really how the process works. At the end, it's beautiful. It is a breaking of the heart in order to open the heart. And so your soul wants your heart to break open more this lunar cycle. And particularly with Jupiter in your first house this year of your emotional, intuitive sense of self, I would say for the whole year, because with heart chakra energy, crossroads between the ego and the soul, you're really talking about heart below energy and heart above, because what's bringing this up is Durga in the position of what's bringing up your soul's desire to do this inner work of opening your ego emotional heart up more is heart below energy. That's the gut chakra. It's new moon. And so we have new moon in Aquarius, Capricorn, the sidereal, and the gut chakra is ruled by Mars, which is in Aries at this time. And the sidereal, of course, we're talking about chakras, we're talking about sidereal, will be there in about a week's time, this month, February. And so it's conjunct Uranus. There are a lot of changes going on cosmically that are supporting this internal work for you to do this heart below chakra work in establishing boundaries. You need to, in your emotional world, define, establish, and maintain healthy boundaries as it relates to your MDT experience. So we know mama drama trauma is a condition, it's a disease, it's a planetary disorder in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto the child, i.e. us, causing emotional and or physical trauma. It is a cycle. She has MDT, but because she may be unwilling, unable, or available to heal her own MDT, we must live in loving detachment in order to be healthy, happy, and whole. Loving detachment is accepting what is with love. In order to do that, we have to have healthy boundaries. This is what's coming up for you emotionally, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people. This is the type of inner communication, inner kind of downloads that you're getting. And you may be really open to this at this time. There may have been so much stuff that has gone down, so many things that have happened that you're just kind of like, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice the sacred cow so that I can be healthy, happy, and whole. I can't take it anymore. Somebody's got to die, and I don't want it to be me. Okay. And that somebody that has to die is the mother that we want in order to accept the one we have, which is what we see here in your shadow position is the Sphinx card. It's facing that challenge. That first quarter moon comes about a week after the new moon. And so going further into this lunar cycle for you, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people, we see there's throat chakra energy here, speaking your truth about your MDT experience, communicating that heart above energy, what you're really feeling in your heart into the world in lovingly detached ways. You see here, Dorothy is detached from Aunt M. She is in the witch's castle. Remember, she's an orphan. Aunt M was her, maternal figure who took care of her. Her mother, we didn't know what happened to her mother. Mother just gone. Just as our mothers are with MDT. They are gone. They are emotionally unavailable. They are physically unavailable. There's abandonment and abuse issues. The mother that we need is absent. So she's looking at the mother that she knows through this crystal ball. And she hears throat chakra energy, ear, nose, throat. Doctor, always think of that with throat chakra, ear, nose, throat, ears, hearing. She hears Aunt Dorothy call for her. Dorothy, Dorothy, come home. And so you may be in your shadow position, willing and able to face the challenge of acknowledging your MDT experience and speaking it, but you just don't know how. Dorothy doesn't know how she's going to get home at this point. She hasn't even gotten the broom yet. The witch has stormed out of the room because she can't take her shoes, trying to figure out a way to get them off. Okay. And the shoes are our birthright. They symbolize our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. How do we know that? Glenda, who symbolizes Great Mother, gave them to her for her healing journey. The yellow brick road is the healing journey of loving detachment. This is in your shadow position, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people. This year with Jupiter in your first emotional house, you're getting huge downloads about this, huge awarenesses about this, and you're ready to face the challenge. It may just not be in your conscious mind at this time. But what is your desire, the Ra card, to be awarded for all of this effort in being open, in defining, establishing, and maintaining healthy boundaries so you can face the challenge. You do want all of this effort to pay off, and it makes complete and total sense with this second house energy where Venus is right now for you. Venus is beautifully aspecting in its conjunction with the South Node, where Saturn and Pluto are in the second house, changing and switching up your values in relationship to your family. So when we're talking about our mothers, the reason why these relationships are so complex and so difficult to heal is because it's not just her, it's the whole family. It's the siblings, it's the adoption, it's the this, it's the that. It's the whole story of our lives, right? It's the whole branch of our family tree that we came from, seed, and womb that we came from. And so we want a reward for our effort, and Great Mother's coming through with an acknowledgement through your soul, third eye, waxing gibbous, revision, through your revisions, through your efforts to edit your life, just as Oz is rewarding the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Lion here for taking the journey to get the broom back. You too will be rewarded for your efforts. Your soul is letting you know that through this third eye energy we see here. That's what you want. And what you want is being supported by the Moses card. This energy, this lunar cycle is building up to a first quarter moon in about a week's time of facing the challenge with the support of learning and living the law. What is the law? The law is ego-soul alignment. MDT is a soul contract to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence made between two souls who know and love each other very well. We know and love the souls of our mothers so deeply, which is another reason why healing MDT is so difficult and so taboo, because on a soul level the connection is so deep we can't even articulate it. Okay, and so to be detached is strange, but then to establish boundaries may be even stranger. But all of this is necessary to what? Evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. Another heart below chakra card, gut chakra, Mars, Martian energy is all about action. And so what's supporting you is the action needed to align your ego, who you tell yourself you are. The Great Mother Speaks deck, that's all ego is. It's your biography, it's your story, it's who you say you are. I am so-and-so from so-and-so. My name is that's all we mean by that. There's never any judgment or condemnation with Great Mother. There are always consequences because we are divine beings. We do create by our actions. That's karma. Okay. But there's never judgment or condemnation for it. Why would we be condemned for being who we are? Doesn't make sense. So it's not within the realm of Great Mother speaking. What she's speaking to you here is that acting on your decision to face the challenge of being open to defining, establishing, and maintaining those healthy boundaries so you can evolve in self-love and spiritual independence is going to put you in very good stead of the rewards that you're seeking, that you're wanting, that you're needing to encourage you in moving forward. This is the scene when Dorothy is in Munchkin Land receiving a reward. The only two reward cards in the deck are in your spread this new moon. The Rock card with the 3 receiving their rewards from Oz, and here with Dorothy receiving her reward from the mayor of Munchkin Land for destroying the Wicked Witch of the East. Now notice, there was Miss Gulch, the Wicked Witch of the East, the Wicked Witch of the West. She kept reincarnating until what? Until Dorothy took her power back, which is your present status. The Osiris Horus card is the death and rebirth card. Osiris died in order to be reborn in the form of Horus. This is the waxing gibbous throat chakra card. Now, not only do we have a lot of Martian energy, which rules Scorpio in the ancient Vedic astrology, to establish the boundaries so that you can align through learning and living the law, but here the throat chakra is ruled by Mercury. And this mercurial energy that's conjunct this new moon is in the nakshatra of Shravana. Shravana is all about listening, ear, nose, throat, doctor, hearing what's going on, knowing what's going on, so that your quest for knowledge, your quest for the broom, your for taking your power back will give you the release and the reward that you're seeking, that give and take, being in balance, that energy exchange. We see here Dorothy has, through no direct intention of her own, destroyed the witch. Her intention, quite simply and specifically, was to get the broom. But in order to get it, she was going to have to what? Kill that witch. And so unbeknownst to her, in an effort to put the fire out, a scarecrow was set by the witch, symbolizing the witch, the MDT, the mother that we fantasize about, the mother that we have this love-hate relationship with, is destroying our minds, our brains. And so unwittingly destroying her, that part of our minds, we unwittingly destroy her. Water, spirit, put that out. Diffuse that activity, because we need our minds. We need our heart above energy. We need our throat chakra. We need to speak our will into the world, our higher purpose. Our only purpose in life is not to have MDT. We sacrifice MDT just as she's sacrificing the witch here. You see, the witch is melting. She's melting. I'm melting. I'm melting. Why? Because she has to take that power from her in order to live a healthy, happy, whole life in those ruby red slippers. That's the death and the rebirth process. This rebirthing process is a painful process. It's a process that requires deliberate action, which you are being supported in with all of these gut chakra cards, Durga, boundaries, and Moses with this reward. And also energetically, of course, with Uranus being conjunct Mars in your 5th house of Aries. So this 5th house energy of creativity, of divine expression, of creative spirit is supporting this rebirth, is midwifing it. Why your soul wants to do this work is it wants to surrender to loving detachment. It wants to accept what is with love, that it wants to see and experience that through you as you. Not just as a soul that you only meet up with after the body is released. And you're like, oh, okay, so that's what that lifetime was about. It wants it now. It wants to surrender to that process now. It wants to connect heart chakra, that crossroads between the ego and the soul. It wants that connection now. We see Dorothy here laying in the poppy field. And when we lay down to sleep, what do? We die every night. Okay? What the French call petit mort. We have a little death every night. And this little death is an opportunity to connect with that soul, heart chakra energy. And the center, your significator, the inner work the soul wants to do is all heart opening work. And so opening your heart to the surrendering process is what the soul wants to invite you to do this lunar cycle. The moniker of Sagittarius is, in fact, I see, which is how the soul wants to do this work. It wants to do this work by clearly seeing another third eye card. Ra was the reward third eye, and the waxing gibbous moon, revisionary card in terms of how you're thinking about those awards and rewards coming your way. This is full moon when Dorothy realizes that she truly is not alone. See how broadly open her eyes are when Great Mother descends once again from the sky when Oz is unable to take her home in the balloon. She sees, I truly have been supported and guided this entire journey. That's how your soul wants to do this journey, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people. It wants to do it with a sense of knowing, you aligning with the conscious awareness you are not alone. Full moon full moon coming up is in Leo Virgo, Leo in the Vedic, Virgo in the Western. And this new moon that's coming up will be fourth house, full moon rather, coming up. This climatic lunar cycle will be fourth house energy for you. That's where the maternal energy is. So the seed that your soul is wanting to plant at this time, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people, is a seed of openness so that you're ready for this climatic download from your soul for things to come together for you with regard to your healing process, in your healing process of sacrificing the mother you want in order to accept the one you have. It is a process, isn't it? And again, this is something that will be quite powerful by setting this intention, this lunar cycle, as well as for this entire lunar year. As a result of doing the suggested inner work, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people, your likely outcome is the Jesus card. It's the single yin third quarter moon card, a heart chakra card, a lot of heart love energy here. You have third quarter moon is about release, letting go. Again, letting go of the mother we want to accept the one we have, but specifically with regard to the law cards, which are all Great Father cards of the deck. Great Father is the law, the word, the logos, inspired by the aspirations of Great Mother for us to be happy, healthy, and whole, and realize our divinity. The Christ consciousness is all about that divinity, that eternal grace and mercy, and Jesus was the physical manifestation of that. Through the law of soul guidance and guardianship, we learned that the Old Testament was no longer the main focus of soul evolution on the planet. It was the dispensation of the grace and mercy of the Christ consciousness of Great Mother. And so the outcome of soul guidance and guardianship, again, is knowing by the end of this lunar cycle, and at the very least by the end of this lunar year, that you are truly guided, guarded, protected, and never alone. There's work to do with all the Martian energy to establish that sense of divinity within yourself, but as a result, you will be rewarded with this awareness. Some suggested new moon wishes to align with this at this particular time, these energies that are supporting you so profoundly, Scorpio, Sagittarius, moon sign people, is the Aquarian energy. Of course, the Aquarius New Moon in the Western ego, emotionally oriented astrology is where the ego, the emotion, makes its conscious intention known to Great Mother. And this third house energy for you with Aquarian energies of innovation, seeing the future, humanitarian aims and aspirations, revelations, humor, friendships, and maybe even a little detachment. Might we suggest that for Sagittarius moon sign people, a new moon wish be something like, I want a brilliant, innovative solution with regard to open, friendly approaches to opening my heart. I want all fears of forthrightness released from me. Or I want to be totally open to brilliant, new, unconventional ways of giving and receiving platonic love. You know, just love without expectation. Just sharing of yourself in ways that you're able to give and receive through listening to what people really need and releasing what is not working for you. A need to control situations, perhaps, simply because the ears aren't opening to what is available to be given and therefore received, and therefore those unexpected rewards. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.